Welcome back to the Purple Rain podcast, and it's been quite a busy last couple of weeks for Montreal. What with the Victoire winning their first ever World Cup, becoming the second team in the PHL to win the World Cup, first Canadian team to win the World Cup, but also only AHL. The Montreal Canadiens have been having their best run since that improbable run to finals back in 2021. So 5 years now. Can you believe that's been 5 years? Crazy. Was it the season before the Kraken came? Yeah, because the Kraken won in 21-22. It was the COVID bubble year when we were all in different divisions. So us three were in a division with Louis, Bernie, and Nordy. Yeah. And instead of having quarterfinals, we had semi-finals that year, which makes it a bit confusing because Montreal got given our bowl. Yeah, Montreal got given given our conference's bowl, even though they're not in the Western Conference. It was a bizarre playoff year. It was a bizarre playoff year. Ended up being a very boring final. It did. It ended up being very boring. That was the closest I got to seeing a sweep in the Stanley Cup Finals. In my 17 years involved with the NHL, I've never seen a sweep. The closest I got to was that finals back in 2021 with the Canadiens and Lightning. The unlikely matchup, because obviously we were all in different divisions for that season. But I heard. Yeah. So before the game three. Before Game 3, we learned that the Victoire were going to have a little tribute to them done at the game. So I'm like, okay, I'll watch. I'll watch. I'm not really interested now really much as a soccer person anymore, but I'll watch. If you can mention the PHL, I'll watch. So we watched. We were on TNT's broadcast. Yeah, because the thing, of course, you've got to bear in mind, time differences here in the UK and obviously Canada. It was early morning here in the UK. Think about why I am. I don't recall being given the option of feeds, because normally you get given the option between the US and Canadian feed. I don't recall being given the option. I remember pressing on the link to get in, and it's to get the feed up. So we were stuck on TNT's, and during we were coming back from a TV timeout. Lady, you could I think it might have been after the first TV we came out for the first TV timeout. I heard Walter Cup, so I thought, oh, are they doing it? Are they doing the celebration? Are they doing the tribute? But I couldn't really make it out because obviously TNT's broadcasters were still talking over it. Yeah. And then I had to then do the next day. I then had to do some investigations, and it turns out that it happened during the TV timeout. It happened during the TV timeout. So we ended up watching that game for nothing. It was quite a close one though, because obviously that went to overtime, and it was very, very close actually. Yeah, very close. It's just unfortunately the Canadiens, their luck is starting to run out. They did quite well to begin with in terms of overtime, but now not so much. Not so much. Yeah, so got it from the hockey news here. So the Montreal Canadiens honoured the Montreal Victoire for their World Cup win at the Bell Centre on Monday night. So on Monday night, the Montreal Canadiens paid tribute to Montreal Victoire for their World Cup conquest. During the first TV timeout, a video montage was shown before the camera panned out to the Habs guests for the night. The Victoire players. Then Michel Gunter briefly spoke to Amine Desbian, and Marie-Philippe Poulin, who finished the interview with a resounding "Go Habs Go." The whole thing only lasted 2 minutes. It's not, that's not much, is it? Come on! Come on! That's not... What was the point? What was the point? That's basically what you do when you're welcoming back players no longer on your team. What's the point? 2 minutes? Is that all we're worth to you, yuppie? Is that all we're worth? 2 minutes? 2 minutes? It's not worth our time. But it was very well done. The whole team was involved, and it was great to see someone besides Poulin get to speak for once. During the game, the World Cup was on the concourse, and lucky fans were also able to take pictures with it and with some of the players. Unfortunately, since the congratulations video was shown during the TV timeout, people watching from home, so that's us, didn't get to see it. Knowing full well that Victoire fans would want to see it. This is from this. Right, we'll read this article from the Hockey News. So this is Ian Kennedy's article. So he recorded it and posted it onto his social media. I'll try and find that. Yes, we can look for ourselves. Where it received mixed reactions. Mixed? Why do you get mixed reactions? Well, he doesn't really get that much love, does he, Ian Kennedy? Well, he's quite reliable with his news, but not with his reporting. Okay, love or hate me, he actually is quite reliable when it comes to reporting on things, especially with our good game. The majority were glad the Canadiens decided to honour the Victoire, but some lament the fact that it wasn't shown on the TV broadcast they watched, and argued it should have been part of the pre-game ceremony. Yeah, but we wouldn't be able to catch it either because we don't get to see the pre-game ceremonies. We go straight into the start of the game. So we don't get to see that. According to the Montreal Canadiens Communications Department, the tribute was held during a TV timeout rather than before puck drop due to the fact that pre-game ceremonies are prohibited under NHL guidelines during the playoff. Oh, for goodness sake. Why are we abiding to Gary Bettman's rules when he knows absolute fuck all about our league? Anyway. Therefore, it wasn't because the Habs wouldn't have liked to showcase the Victoire more. It was that it was their only option. Still, the short tribute hit the mark as the players were warmly cheered when they were shown on the bigger screen, and the fans showed their appreciation for the team's World Cup conquest. And of course, the Victoire are going to also do a little celebration on May the 30th. Bit so hard we've done the last 2 years. So, but seriously, if you're going to recognise the World Cup champions, then do it in a way that everyone can access it. Because one of the many beauties of our league that we've been proud of since day one, one of the many beauties is how accessible we are compared to the NHL. Honestly, try to watch NHL games this year. They're complete and absolute faff. It's not worth the money. It's really not worth the money. It's been a complete absolute faff. But PWHL is so easy to access. You go on YouTube, you stream the game, job done, brilliantly, and then you can get a replay of it like literally a few days afterwards. So there's lots of people who are PW fans who might not necessarily be Montreal Canadiens fans who would have liked to have seen what you're going to do to tribute, Plus, that's the reason we were watching it. Because technically, I should not be bothered with the Stanley Cup anymore. Because obviously, Nordy got knocked out back in round 2. I shouldn't even be bothered with the conference finals. But as soon as I heard the Canadiens were going to do a tribute for, right, they're going to mention our league, they're going to honour our league, let's try and check it out. And we didn't really catch it because it was done during a TV timeout. Yeah, it was kind of more of a, you have to, for the fans moment. It's kind of like for the people who bought tickets to go to the game. Yeah. Now, I have no problem if teams want to do something special for those who attend the game. That's fine. Yeah. But the problem is, when it's something like this that is not just, centered to your market, but to the whole community. It's just, you've limited your reach. It's like, well, you've shot yourselves in the foot. Because this could have been a beautiful thing that for everybody and anybody to watch. Not just Victoire fans, not just Canadian fans, but also fans of the other teams, like us in the PHL, for example. We would have watched it. If the Canadians had shown it, we would have watched it, and we might be able to report on it a bit better if we did. I'll have a look through eCaddy social and try and find it. I'll try and find it. And we can probably watch it ourselves. Yeah. But Lady did hit after the 13 round. We came up to 13 round. Lady did hit Walter Cup. I was on my laptop because I had a very busy night of post-production that I needed to get done, and I couldn't get it done before the start. I tried to get most of it done before the start of the game, but I couldn't, so I thought, well, I'll finish it off during the game, may as well. So I was really paying much attention to the game because I was busy doing post-production for the show on my laptop. But Lady heard World Cup, and I thought, oh. But I couldn't make out more of it because, like I said, TNT's commentators were just talking over it. Now, I do prefer TNT to ESPN. So, they've not got it this year. But the finals. Well, you're not watching anyway because Vegas is free. You're not watching. I think it'll be like what I did in 2020. When it gets to elimination games, I'll start watching. Because in 2020, I just was not in the mood for it. Not because of the matchup, but because of the fact we were all stuck in a great big massive pandemic. I wasn't in the mood for hockey back then. Anyways, yeah. So I kind of feel like, as you said, Lady, yeah, shot yourself to the foot there. But I don't know what else they could have done, really. Yeah. It's interesting because Lady worked out yesterday. Half the PHL nights in AHL venues. Yeah. Yeah, because obviously you got us in Minnesota, Sirens in New Jersey, Toronto in Seattle, and then you got San Jose, Vegas, and then Detroit. All next year. Yeah. That's half the league. That's half the league in AHL bonds. Vegas is still shocks me because I know when Vegas was being floated around, I went and did my research and I did find there are some other venues in Las Vegas that would work for the PHL. Yeah. So if we ever have a situation where there's a clash between the Golden Knights and the PHL happening, then they can just easily go into another venue just for that one game, like how we had inaugural season with. Yeah, because one of our games against Tio took place at M3 arena in the inaugural season. Yep. So I'm quite surprised that with Las Vegas they're going to go to Team Mobile when there actually were other options that they could have considered. But hey, the PHL, it can work. Being Team Mobile along with the Golden Knights, then who am I to say no? Go ahead. Knock yourselves out. Yeah. What do you make of it, Plug? I just think either it should have been made for everybody or you don't do it. Simple as that. It should be either you make it available for everybody or you don't do it. Because the PHL is worldwide. It's so accessible. It's there for everybody. Everybody can get access to the PHL. So, really, what the Canadians should have done is put the tribute video on socials, put it on YouTube, give it to the Big 12 so they put it on their channel, and then somebody should have filmed what was going on said ice, and then put that on YouTube. Okay. Why do it during a TV timeout where half of your audience is not going to be able to watch it, not going to know what's going on, and most of them might have just tuned in to see that celebration like we did. Because honestly, I'm not really asked who goes through to the cycle pass with each, as long as you beat the crap out of chance. I can't give less of a flying shit who goes through to the finals for the East. Okay? At the time of recording this, it does look it's going to be Carolina, but I could not care who wins the East. Okay? As long as you beat the 7 craps out of chance, fine. No problems. So it's interesting how it's Carolina who's their opponent, because obviously, you know, last year the Hurricanes Arena hosted the takeover tour game between us and the Charge. Yeah. So maybe some Hurricanes fans who were there last year will be in attendance. Would have been in attendance for that game in about saying, oh yeah, I remember PHL, that came to us last year. Yeah. I'm still not sure would I give a team to Raleigh full time. I mean, they did very well. They got about 10,000 people, which was good. It felt louder though. Yeah, it felt more than 10,000 people. But yeah, I wouldn't say no to giving Raleigh another takeover tour game, but I think we need to see a bit more proof before I'd say maybe give you a team. Plus, I think they still want to go westward. Still? I don't think they want to give on Western Canada and Chicago, to my disliking. Yeah. Okay, well then Chicago, Western Canada, and maybe 2 East Coast teams. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, so I just, it would have been nice, as you said, it would have been nice if they could then post it on the socials afterwards. Yeah. Because, you know, a lot of people would have been tuning in to have watched that tribute. They wouldn't have given a toss about the game. They just wanted to see that tribute for PHL. Because obviously this was a huge moment, you know. Because obviously the Victoire are the second team, as we mentioned at the start of the show. They are the second team to win the World Cup. We had the first ever All-Canadian finals, which for a lot of people like me, that's never happened in their life before. In fact, here we go. This is how sad I am, guys. This is how sad I am. Because what I was also doing was also writing the scripts for Dreamland Season 3. I got all the scripts done. I didn't plan to get them all done, but I got the first 2 done. I thought, oh, I've started now, I may as well carry on. That's kind of what I did last year with Season 2. With Season 2 scripts last year, once I started writing 1, I thought I may as well get all 5 done. Yeah, so I started to write the script for the episode on them winning the cup. I did wanted to put a line in saying how it was, for me, the first All-Canadian matchup in my lifetime. And probably for a lot of other people as well. So I thought, right, I'll go and Google it. And I Googled it. And the last time there was an All-Canadian matchup in the Stanley Cup Finals was 1989. Yep. So, way before I was born. Yeah, way before I was born. Yeah. And obviously, the last Canadian Stanley Cup winner, also before I was born, that of course was the Montreal Canadiens back in 1993 against these 2 Kings. Yeah. And of course, as you guys know, I was born in 1996. And of course, we all know who won the Stanley Cup in my birth year, don't we, Bernie? You can't even remember that. Oh, come on over, Bernie. Yeah. Where are the boys and girls? Hi, boys and girls. Yep. So I was born 1996, and we all know who won the Stanley Cup in that year, don't we, Bernie? However, though, I was born in November of 1996, so I was born well after Bernie's first championship. Then 5 years later, he goes and wins another one. Yeah. Yeah. The Avalanche were a very good team in their first few years, by the way. You know, to win 2 Stanley Cups within your first 5 years of your franchise, that is incredible. So, and in these last years, the Avalanche have also been quite a huge powerhouse. It's just unfortunately, Bernie. I know. Now Bernie's sad. I've got to bring it up, Bernie. I've got to bring it up. Unfortunately, you win. You try to get away from the count. You win the President's Trophy is what's done it, Bernie. That's what's done it. That's what's done it, I'm afraid. You shouldn't have won the President's Trophy, Bernie. It would have been you in the finals instead of that Giller. I know. And I wanted you to go to the finals, Bernie. Despite the fact you did knock out Nordy. And these two. Well, you two were no contest. At least I got away with a Bernie. Yeah. We had quite a Benport second round series, didn't we, Bernie? Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot more Benport series. Look at that first game. Yeah. We had a very eventful series, didn't we? Yeah. It was very eventful. Yeah, but I know. Poor Bernie. He gets snubbed for a PHL expansion team, and he now doesn't get to win the Stanley Cup. When really this season it was Bernie's cup to lose. Yeah. And I did give Bernie my backing in the conference finals, and would have given Bernie my backing if he'd gone to finals. I personally did say this back in the second round. I kind of felt Colorado could be the only team that could stop Carolina. Because I do think this could be Carolina's year. Oh, he's jinxing it now. I do think this could be Carolina's year. But I kind of felt if Bernie makes the finals, then no. But anyone else, and then it could easily be Carolina. I felt Bernie is the only one that could stop Carolina. So we'll see what happens in a few weeks. I know, Bernie. I know. Bernie's sad. I'm gutted for you too, Bernie. I don't want Las Vegas to have a team. I'd rather you have a team. Look at now. You watch the go. Look at this poor sad dog face from Bernie. Oh, I know. You're probably going to be the new Detroit Bernie. You'll just keep doing a takeover tour until you get a team. But unfortunately for you, that might not be for another 3 to 4 years. I know. Bernie's sad. So you, and then maybe Calgary, and then 2 East Coast teams. Would be fair? Nah, yeah. I know. Poor Bernie. I know. Poor Bernie. You also might be interested in the tribute as well, because obviously Montreal was who you hosted in your first Taylor Tour game last year. So you might be interested for it, but I know. Bernie's sad. I know. Come on, let's put it back over there. Come on. There we go. Oh, so we're nearly done. Yeah, so I had to look it up. So it was 1989 was the last time it was an all-Canadian match in the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah. But the last time we've had a Canadian champion was, of course, back in 1993. And it looks like the wait's going to go on for a little bit more longer. So, I think that was another big reason why I was so excited when we got the matchup for the fourth class. I think that was another big reason why I was so excited, because obviously for me, I've never seen an all-Canadian matchup in my life before. So, and let's be honest, I think the only way I'm going to see an all-Canadian matchup is for the PHL. Because do we really think Guy Bettman's going to let that happen in the Stanley Cup Finals? No chance. No way. Guy Bettman doesn't like Canada. So, no way is Guy Bettman going to let us ever have an all-Canadian matchup in the Stanley Cup Finals. No chance. No chance. Anyway. So it was a nice idea for the Canadiens to want to, pay tribute to the Victoire, and good for you, because I want to see these relations between AHL teams and PHL teams who share the market. I want you to build those relationships and build those connections. I want to see you build connections and show that you do acknowledge that we are there. So, good on you guys for doing it, but unfortunately for me, the execution was bad. Limiting it to a TV timeout where nobody could see it unless you were at the game. Not a great move. Not a great move. So, like I said, I'll try and go on any socials and I'll try and find out for you guys. We can maybe look at that at some point later on. Any more you two want to say, or should I just close the book? I think next time I want to do that, plan it better. And get it on the socials afterwards. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be all today. Thank you so much for us, as always. Until next time, tech guys, don't get to pull the freeze.